Hello, welcome to this video tutorial brought to you by me, Dave. I've been using a Fragpedal for gaming for a while, and I just got the newest model, the Fragpedal Quad. So I thought I'd do this video as a quick starter for new Fragpedal Quad users. I'm going to cut to the chase and give you a quick overview of the Fragpedal's configurator app, and then go over all the standard game binds and show you how to put them on the buttons. I'll show you how to make a new configuration for your button settings so you can swap and use them when you want, presumably in your game. And I'll show you how to save these settings to disk for backup. That's it. That ought to get you going. Okay, let's get started. You should have your Fragpedal plugged into your PC and the configurator, its programming app, open. The screen should look something like this. You should already have registered the Fragpedals with the PC. That's that initial process when you first plug a USB device into your machine and Windows recognizes it for the first time. You see a series of USB messages in the lower right corner of the window as it goes through this. The main thing to say is if you haven't plugged your Fragpedals in yet, and if when you do the configurator is open and the update firmware window happens to pop open, do not update. Click no. Any memory write to the Fragpedal while it's being registered with Windows will fail. So wait until you're totally sure it's been registered. In fact, plug and replug to check before updating the device memory. This situation only happens when the device firmware and the configurator are out of sync. So just don't ever try to update firmware in your pedals before they're fully installed by Windows. By the way, if you haven't installed your Fragpedal yet, be aware it takes about 30 seconds to go through this process because it registers as several different devices, so just be patient. First thing to know about the configurator is that you can tell the Fragpedal is connected to it because you can see it. Unless an ED device, the Fragpedal is an ED device, is plugged to your PC, the configurator won't display anything. This keeps the information stored in your Fragpedal secure. Okay, this is the configurator main window. The Fragpedal setup all happens here and in pop-up sub-windows. I'll go over the several different information areas of the configurator window you should know about. Number one is the title bar. If you right-click on the title bar, you get an About selection where you can find the version of the configurator software. By the way, you should understand there are basically two parts to the Fragpedal software. One is firmware, the software running inside the pedals, and the other is a configurator, an app on your hard drive, this app. They are separate but related pieces of software. More about the firmware later. For now, this is where you find the version number of the configurator application. Okay, on the menu bar we have three selections. The device menu contains commands that are global to the Fragpedal, like loading and saving the memory to disk and controlling the configurator. The configuration menu is based on the concept of a configuration, sometimes called a profile, which is like a folder in Fragpedal memory containing all the commands and settings you would use with a particular game or program. The Fragpedal can handle 30 of these, and I cover setting up configurations in detail in another video, but this is the menu where you find those commands and settings. The View menu allows you to change the visual aspects of the configurator window. Currently, you can change the font used to display your button settings. Next is the configuration bar, this horizontal gray bar. It displays the name of the current configuration selected in the configuration list box, and there are also two buttons on the right side which control the shift states for the buttons of the configuration. The grayed out status of the buttons means this configuration has no shift states assigned. At the very bottom of the window is the device information display. Every individual ED device stores and displays its own specific usage data in this area. The Fragpedal displays its USB serial number, owner's name, cumulative time plugged in while the PC is not sleeping, and its current total button press count. The transparent/opaque labels around the Fragpedal image are the button labels for the Fragpedal buttons. If you left-click on a button label, you bring up the button assignment menu. This is where you will select the command assignment for that button. Note that in addition to the label for the Fragpedal buttons, there are also three others for virtual buttons. Virtual buttons are a cool feature unique to the Fragpedal, and I cover setting them up in another video. Finally, can't forget this one, the Save button. All Fragpedal settings are saved internally in memory, and this button performs a memory save. Anytime you've made a change that needs to be updated in memory, the Save button will become highlighted. It's not necessary to press the save button after every change. You can save all of your changes with a single save before exiting the configurator. And if you try to leave the configurator without saving any changes, you will be prompted to save. Now, my Fragpedal currently has only one configuration, the first one, which makes sense to use as the desktop default. So I'll add a new game configuration by clicking on the configuration menu and then New. I'm going to make this one Test in Game for an example, and I'll type in the name for the configuration and yes, and then hit save. The new configuration is created. There are several properties for the configuration that we could set, but new configurations come with default values already set, so we can just start to use this configuration now and continue on and make the button settings. Okay, I'll show you how to assign a mouse button function to a Fragpedal button as I set button number 1 to a left click. So I click on the button 1 label, and when the button assignment menu opens, select mouse. This pops up the mouse functions window. You can see all the standard mouse button functions are here, even a double left click. So I hit on left click. Notice that selecting a command, this is true throughout the configurator, opens the help system to related info. And if you click on the help home link, you'll find the configurator's help index and links to other topics as well. So I click OK to close the mouse function window and put the setting on my button. That simple, my number 1 Fragpedal button just became a left click button. That's how to set up a mouse button. Now I just need to press the save button to complete the setting. Now I'm going to show you how to send a game keyboard command on a button. There are some variations on this and I'll cover them all. Most commonly, you just want to set up a button to press a keyboard key. Let's do that. I click on a button, click on keyboard from the assignment window, and open the keyboard functions window. This is a long scrollable list with all the keyboard keys sorted into sections and even some key combos. I can click on any of these, and if I confirm it, the button then sends that particular key command when pressed. This option includes assigning modifier keys. Note you can assign either the left or right version of the key. So the keyboard selection on the assignment menu is the easiest way to program a keyboard command to a button. But what if I wanted to send a key combo that isn't on the keyboard functions list? Like most things with the configurator, there are several ways to do this, but the easiest is to select Custom Key Combo from the assignment menu, and then when the key combo form opens, enter the key combo you want from the keyboard. The combo is saved to the button, and the function supports multiple modifier keys, so you can set up any kind of key combo on a button this way. Next, I'm going to set a button for scrolling. Most FPS games use scroll to change weapons. So I click on the button and then click on Scroll from the assignment menu to bring up the Scroll functions window. The Scroll window displays a scrolling list of scroll commands or implementations. These are all actually macros, and some in this list, the first 4, are only for the OmniMouse, another ED device. These will not work properly when assigned to the Fragpedal because they need sensor input. You can check what devices a scrolling macro supports by scrolling the right help window down a bit to show the host device field in the macro help. As long as it includes an FP, it will work with the Fragpedal. I'm selecting Scroll Down Slow, which is a tested setting with my FPS and lets me switch between weapons with a quick tap of the foot. With this assignment, I'm going to click on the Save button and save these changes to memory. I will bypass the last 4 selections on the assignment menu for now. These control cool advanced features but aren't needed to set up most game commands on the buttons, as we have seen, and I cover these topics in detail in other videos. If you want to change a setting, you just reprogram the button, but if you want to leave the button with no function, you can click on the button and select Remove Assignment from the menu. The button assignment will disappear from the button and the Save button will highlight, so you can save memory with this macro deleted. If you clicked on this in error and don't want to delete your button setting, click on the device menu and select Exit and leave the application. When it prompts to save settings, select No. Then reopen the configurator and the button setting will still be there as before. I'll show you one last detail, saving your Fragpedal memory to disk. Especially when you start to have a lot of configurations, this is highly recommended. Like any device with memory, errors can occur. And if you notice that things are not working properly with the pedals at some point, you can clear the memory, reload your configurations, and be back up in a minute. To save your settings to disk, click on the device menu and select Save Memory to Disk. A file menu dialog will appear and you can choose a location to save the file as well as name the file. A file will be saved to disk with the name you've assigned it. Note that this file does not have a file extension. That is proper. Also, do not attempt to open this file with any kind of file viewer, as it will become corrupted and then can't be reloaded to the device. This completes my quick starter setup tutorial for getting your game commands loaded on your Fragpedal buttons. I hope this gets you quickly into the game with some strategic command power so you can start appreciating using your feet for gaming. Like they say, game in balance. Check for my other tutorials covering lots of other cool features of the GoodWorks Systems Fragpedal, gaming foot pedal, and the other devices. Game on!